What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Spoiling Movies. My name is Chris. I've been gone for a bit, and back, and we're gonna be fucking doing reviews again. This week's movie is Dr. Giggles. Dr. fucking Gigawatt Johnson over here. Right when the initial credits are starting, it says a Dark Horse production. And I was wondering, is that Dark Horse Comics? I think it is. I feel like I've heard something about there being like a comic series along with the Dr. Giggles thing. Weird CG, like going through the bloodstream with like red blood cells and like going through like valves and like getting to the heart. And when it gets to the heart, you see like a scalpel like open up and like come through and like open up the heart. And it's kind of cool. It like goes into, it like opens up and you see Dr. Giggles and he's outside there and it like goes into this medical studio where there's like supposedly students watching him do surgery on this person. And he's doing this little giggle while he's like cutting into the person once you realize that he's fucked up and he shouldn't be doing this. He's like, it's like, oops, I guess I hit something. And then you see him like take a little saw, a little bone saw thing, like, and like do something fucked up. And then you don't see it, and then it cuts to another scene where there's like a lady and a man walks up behind. He like reaches his hands down, starts feeling on her tatas, and she's like, "Stop, we're at work," and like turns around, and it's Dr. Giggles, and he's got the dude's hands. He sawed him off with the fucking bone saw thing. Should have kept his hands to himself. And then you find out this is like he was a patient that escaped, and he like released some of the other, like, the crazy people patients, and they were the people that were, like, watching him cut into this person and, like, yeah. Goes to, like, a college or a high school, and all these kids are just, you know, different archetypes, stereotypes of your traditional, like, teen groups in, like, an old horror movie. You get the guy who likes the girl, and the girl's like, well, I don't know if you wanted to know. He's like, yeah, but come on, babe. And then you got, like, goofball character with the weird circle glasses and the weird hat. Almost every single line, possibly every single line that Dr. Giggles delivers in this movie is just like a one-liner that a doctor would say to a patient. Like, he's about to kill you, and then he's like, laughter's the best medicine. Check out time. Main girl has a heart condition, and her doctor had given her a little device. Doctor says it's no big deal, but she's worried about it. She's talking to her dad about that shit, and then she's like eating an apple, and she's like, an apple a day keeps the doctor away. Like, wink. Dr. Giggles goes back to what seems like was his old house when he was a child, and he starts like busting into the walls. You see like a doctor's door with like a window thing, and that's where his father used to practice medicine or whatever, and it had been like boarded up. The girl's mom has died, and the dad has moved on, and there's a new woman in the house, and she doesn't really like the new woman. While Dr. Giggles is looking at like a picture of his dad or something, we get a flashback of him when he's a child, and his dad was a surgeon. Walked in on little Dr. Gigs, and he's cutting his teddy bears open and pulling out shit, and he's got a whole bunch of bears that he's like stitched back up and shit. So Dr. Giggles says something like, the town murdered you, and they're gonna get what they deserve or something. So immediately I was thinking, this might be like a Freddy Krueger situation where the dad did something, and like the people in the town killed the dad, and that's why he wants revenge or something, maybe. So a couple groups of the kids, the like goofy douchebag guy, I'm just gonna call him douchebag guy, and his girlfriend and the black couple go in to the murder house, Dr. Giggles' old childhood home. They say it was fucking whatever. There's some jingle, there's some like rhyme. Also another like Nightmare on Elm Street type thing. They're like, he cuts out your heart and he eats your farts and he fucking flips you around because the town killed his father farts. So while the kids are in the house, the douchebag guy locks the black couple in a room, and him and his girlfriend leave. So anyway, him and the girlfriend are arguing, and she's like, if you get me out of here, like, we can do something else, and like grabs his crotch. And he's like, oh, I better find a way out of here. Turns around, and like behind him, something like fucking sticks him. So the dude like passes out on the floor. Dr. Giggles opens up the door, and he's got big syringe thing, and he's get ready to take your medicine. The doctor is in. There's a neighbor lady with a dog who hears the girl's scream, comes to the house. There's an outdoor party with a bunch of the kids, bunch of the douchebag little kids, and They're all drinking, having a good time. They're outside of like a fair. The cops scare all the kids off and they go fucking running away. Old chubby white cop and a younger cool black cop. White guy's kind of like, he like enjoys like making all the kids run away and shit, and he's like, yeah, that's right, get the fuck out of here, you bunch of fucking hooligans. He's like playing loud music. He's like, oh, you didn't like that music I'm playing? Oh, well, I guess you better get the fuck out of here. Dog lady that had called the cops about the screaming gets found out by Dr. Giggles, and she's about to like take some medicine, and he had switched out the medicine with like a different pill, and she takes the pill, and like, she starts like kind of passing out. Dr. Giggles is there, and he's about to do some fucked up shit to her. Good thing I make house calls. Grabs this big old fucking tongue depressor thing and shoves it in her mouth real hard. You see inside, you see out of her mouth, you see Dr. Giggles here, but like you're seeing from inside her mouth, and he's putting the fucking thing right in, and he's just like looking in there, and it's pretty cool. It's a cool shot. So then he says something like he needs to check up into her nose, up in her sinuses or something. So he pulls out this like nose thing, and he's like, no, that's not right. And he like pulls out this other nose thing that's super long, and it's got a big spike at the end of it, and he's like, that's good. And he shoves it up in her fucking brain, right up into her head, and it's again like another cool like prosthetic thing, special effect. We find out that Dr. Giggles' mom had died because she had a bad heart, and the father was trying to give her a new heart. So he was like slicing other people open to like find a heart to give to her. Cops are giving a bunch of exposition about the girl and her family, and how her mom died because a routine surgery. It was supposed to be no big deal, but she ended up dying for it. That's why the girl is afraid of what might happen to her during a routine surgery. Douchebag guy and his girlfriend are sneaking upstairs in his parents' house so they can go bang. The guy wants the girl to put on his mom's lingerie, which I find very disturbing. And she's like, well, you gotta get dressed up too if I'm gonna. Gives him a condom. Haha, gotcha. And then they show the douchebag guy in the bathroom, and he had like dropped the condom in the toilet. Bloop, oh no. And he grabs a toothbrush, which I have to assume is like his mom or dad's toothbrush. And he's like goes into the toilet to fish the condom out. And I'm like, what a fucking prick. That's disgusting. Somehow Dr. Giggles gets into their house, and he's like about to give one of them like a thermometer to check their temperature, but it's like, again, just a giant thermometer, and he just fucking slams it like into the girl's, I'm pretty sure it was the girl that died like that, just like slams it into her fucking mouth. Douchebag guy comes back from the bathroom, and he's like, I'm ready, I hope you're ready for me. And then you see like a figure under the covers, and he like opens it up, and he just like, the camera goes with him like under the covers, like down through, and then you see Dr. Giggles' face, and like I was like, that's fucking great. This movie's pretty funny. Cuts again and starts backing away from his dead body, and there's like blood around his crotch area, which makes me think he got his dick cut off or something. So the girl's stepmom is alone because the dad went to look for the girl. Dr. Giggles is at the house. Stepmom had just eaten a whole bunch of ice cream, and Dr. Giggles shows up and like knocks her out or has her whatever, and he's like that's a lot of fat and a lot of sugar, and it's bad for your heart or whatever. We gotta do something about that. And pulls out this weird fucking device, shoves it down her throat, and it like starts sucking all the ice cream back out of her and like spitting it out into a bowl, and then it like he pushes it even further or something, and then blood starts coming out, and like, ugh. And Dr. Giggles is like, I know, it sucks. That one was bad. There's some bad ones in here. I mean, most of them are bad, but that was real bad. There's another flashback where the Dr. Giggles' mom dies, and the father is there, and he's distraught because she died because her heart was broken. And then the dad just loses his mind. It's like while he's crying, he just starts, and then the kid starts laughing. You know, little Gigs starts laughing with the dad. So girl is going looking for boyfriend. Boyfriend's trying to fuck other slut. Dad is looking for girl, and Dr. Giggles is also looking for the girl. They end up going to the fair thing that the party was outside of. Ferris wheels and all kinds of shit, cotton candy and whatnot. And they're in a fun house, like a mirror. Like a mirror fun house thing where there's all the weird mirrors. It's very tropey. I've seen it. Slut girl, one of the slut girls is in there also. Dr. Giggles says something like, oh, you might need a Band-Aid. And next time you see her, she has a giant comical Band-Aid just plastered over her dead face. Main girl is able to run back to her house and talk to the cops and tell them what's going on. The new guy, black cop, is like, you know, I think there's something that nobody knows about. There's something going on here. You need to tell me what you know, old white cop. I'm not going to tell you shit, you young black cop. Well, you better tell me shit because there's something going on here. All right, fine, young black cop. There's a secret history with the family, and he tells him the whole story about how Dr. Giggles' dad started killing people to get the hearts to save the mother, and the kid went crazy. So then we flash back, and old white cop is now young white cop because it's flashback. Saw a bunch of the dead bodies that had been murdered, and somehow Dr. Giggles' dad had smuggled him out of the house. Like, they never found the kid because the kid had been smuggled out inside the body of one of the corpses. Little Gigs climbs, like, from the inside of some person's body, like, climbs, like, uses a scalpel and, like, cuts open and, like, climbs out while he's like, the cop's like, ah! And then the kid just leaves, and apparently, like, all that shit ended up getting cleaned up and, like, swept under the rug because nobody else knows what the fuck was going on. Old white cop also does, like, the jingle, the little, like, if Dr. Giggles comes to play, he'll cut you open every day. If you don't like being cut open, then you better run, you dope. And again, it's like it's sort of like a Nightmare on Elm Street thing, like, Freddy's coming for you. Dr. Giggles finds girl's dad and cuts him. The cop gets fucking brain stabbed. Dr. Giggles gets shot, and he goes back to his lair. He's like doing surgery, and the angles that they use make it seem like he has an assistant, but really he's just got two different colored gloves on, and he's like, scalpel. Somebody hands him a scalpel, and like, I need the forceps. They hand him the forceps, and it's like, but it turns out he's just like doing surgery on himself. Gets points for creativity. Dr. Giggles finds the girl in a hospital. She has the doctor that had been taking care of her and diagnosed her heart shit, whatever. He starts fight. They start fighting. Dr. Giggles ends up killing her doctor with one of those arm constricting blood pressure, you know, those fucking things. But he like puts it around his neck and just keeps going. I think she needs a second opinion. gives her some drugs, and she wakes up in his doctor's basement, creepy office lair place. And she's like chained up to the operating table thing, and there's a dirty bucket full of hearts. He's gonna try to fix her heart, I guess, because it's kind of like his mother, you know? Young black cop finds the place where they are, and there's like a fake waiting room with like all of the other dead people that he's killed, and they've all had their hearts ripped out. So I guess he just took the hearts of everybody that he had just murdered recently, put them in a bucket. A 12-piece bucket of hearts. Dr. Giggles explains that in order to give her the new heart, he needs to stop her old heart from beating. So he's going to shock her, take out the heart, put in a new heart, and then she'll be all fucking good. And so he makes a, I hope you have a change of heart joke. Young black cop dude busts in, and he's like, have a heart. And actually throws a heart at the guy to like, ah! And they're like, we gotta get out of here. Dr. Giggles is like, I guess I'm gonna have to do what doctors do best, and reaches for something, and then it shows a bunch of golf clubs. I was like, that's kind of strange. I'm gonna do what doctors do best. Go golfing? I guess that's the joke they're going for. He grabs like a putter or some shit. The boyfriend guy shows up like an idiot. So Dr. Giggles beats everybody with the fucking club while they're trying to escape. Somehow he gets the cop's gun, and now he's chasing them with the gun. They're trying to get up some stairs, and the stairs break, and then, like, fire breaks out because, like, the electric shit he was using was unsafe, and now there's fucking shit going on in the basement, and there's big tanks full of gas that are probably gonna explode soon. Gets a chain around the throat. He saws the cop. The girl escapes from Doctor's house right before the explosion happens. Big explosion. They just kind of were able to walk away, you know. The girl, again, wakes up in a regular hospital. A bunch of dead doctors And of course, Dr. Giggles is there, and he's like, I'm her doctor. She, like, tries to electrocute him with some electric shit. She's about to stab him with these big fucking tools, big sharp things. And she's like, take two and call me in the morning. Ah! And then just, like, fucking stabs through his face. Then one of them say, is there a doctor in the house? I think Giggles says that while he's dying. The dad, the boyfriend, and her all survived, and they're gonna be okay. End of movie. It was quick and painless. Doctor one-liner horror, the movie. And I had a good time watching it. I think it was fun. I didn't know what to expect. That it sort of went above and beyond what I was hoping for. It's very... watch a scene, watch a scene, watch a scene, watch a scene. Like, this thing happens, this thing happens. It just goes. There's not a whole lot of, like, lulls where you're just sitting there, like while people talk to each other. It's just like, here's the scene, move on. Here's some cool deaths. Here's some scenes. Here's some cheesy one-liners. Here's some characters. Here's some deaths. Here's another set piece. It just goes. It's fun. It's quick. It's about an hour and a half. It's nice. I love the main guy. I love Dr. Giggles. I thought he was a good character. I didn't mind that it was cheesy and silly. There were some really good prosthetics and special effects, the blood and makeup and, the weird death stuff. Like, everything looked pretty damn good. The main girl looked a little bit like a young Nev Campbell. I feel like the main girl's dad, I definitely know him from other things. I've seen him in something. The credits start playing, and it's, I got a bad case of loving you. No pills gonna cure my ills. I got a bad case of loving you. So, points for that. Yeah, so I really liked it, and I do recommend it for people that enjoy the old cheesy horror slasher genre. It's a little more of a dark comedy, but also with a lot of really great horror elements. Probably more on the... No, actually, it's a pretty good balance of like dark comedy and horror. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. Thanks you for watching. I had a good time doing it for you. Good to be back. I'll be doing the movie reviews once more. Maybe not possibly every single week at the same times, but definitely more often now that I got my computer shit working better and back up to speed. Everything's fucking good. It's looking good. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you think, what you're feeling, how you fucking take a pee, and which hand do you wipe with and on your butt. I'll talk to you guys next time. Peace out.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, you are about to experience the cutting edge of medicine.
So I like, and like, and the whole his old Doctor Googs. If anyone's in there, Fanny's coming for you. That doesn't make any sense. I said 1, 2, 3. Freddy's coming for ye. So,